Well, GM, G to the M. Great morning, my friends. D-Gens, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pivoters, pioneers, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between. Welcome back, and welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl One, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guys, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes unlike any other. Check the chat real quick, and I'm glad you can hear me this morning. No audio issues. Seems like we're ready to rock and roll. Daisy, give me one of them. Whoa! For the one time, huh? What do you say? What do you say? Oh, it sounds so good. We're back. The audio's working. You can hear me clear as mud. So it must be meaning that it is time to get this show on the road. But before we do, a couple of things I must tell you, and also ask of you. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning, hump day, December the 10th, 2024. It's episode 627, and I hope you're ready to wake up like never before, because we got more inspiration, more motivation, and more good vibrations coming your way than you're going to know what to do with over the course of the next hour to hour and a half or so, baby. But before we get into that, Before we get into some high-level thought, I must humbly ask you to do a couple quick things. Maybe you could find it in that big old heart of yours to take a moment to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you're currently adjusting the Forge of Fuel podcast on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell right down there as well, so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on the channel. And if you're enjoying this program this morning, maybe hit that like button down there as well one time for the one time. If you're watching on Rumble, if that is your video platform, your viewing video platform of variety, of selection, maybe you could hit a subscribe, maybe hit a notification bell, hell, even hit a like over on that platform as well. Or if you enjoy the X app, yeah, that's right. We broadcast over there too. If that's your platform of choice and you're currently tapped in, tuned in, locked into Forge and Fuel over there right now, maybe you could hit a like. Maybe you could hit a repost. Hell, maybe you could even hit a quote post and let the people know on the X timeline why you're tuned in live in prime time to Forge and Fuel this morning. And last but certainly not least, all you audio listeners of the podcast, whether you're listening on Apple, Amazon Music, or maybe even Spotify, maybe you could give us a follow, or maybe leave us a 5-star rating, or hell, just smash the absolute shit out of whatever button you currently see on your screen, as it only helps us grow and flow on all those platforms as well. As for all of you beautiful human beings tapped in, tuned in, locked in, ready to rock and roll live in prime time, or maybe even watching the recording, we can't thank you enough for smashing the hell out of those buttons. Get that algorithm going and flowing for us here this morning. But maybe you haven't. Maybe you're still sitting there wringing your hands saying, why should I press those buttons?
Don't be rude.
Or maybe, as 45 and 47 just told you, don't be rude. You're tuning into the show. We work real hard on this program. Maybe you could let somebody know. But maybe this program makes you laugh. Maybe it makes you cry. Maybe it makes you think. Overall, maybe it makes you go, I never thought of it that way before. Well, if it does, don't be a host. Share the show. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Let somebody know. And we will proceed with this morning's program. My friends, I've said us. I've said we. I've said fellas. I've said boys a few times. But I am the only one you've seen on your screen. However, you have heard from another man. Maybe not by his voice, but by his hand, if you will. Smashing the shit out of the soundboard this morning. Oh, wait! Ready to rock and roll, my guy, DZ. Derek, D-double-E-Z-double-Y, Snow. Shout out, DZ. Great to have you here, as always, producing the show. Everybody trying to steal this guy nowadays. They see the Forge and Fuel production quality. They see what he does. They're like, hey, maybe you could come on over here. He could produce our show. You could check. You could do a little bit of this work over here. Who's to know? He's got to stop getting so good. We got to slow him down a little bit. I mean, jeepers creepers. Shout out these. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Whoa, damn. All right, fine. Jeez, all right, fine. All right, we won't slow you down. Shout out, Deezy. We appreciate you, man. But there's another guy who's always got a plan. And sometimes that's a travel plan. And maybe you don't know about that travel plan, and I'll tell you about that here shortly. But he's a man coming off of one of them travel plans. Currently located in parts unknown, was located there yesterday, but with our fiasco on the show, we weren't able to hear from him and see how it was going up there in Fargo. Oh, I'm a poet now, you really know it. And joining us now for episode 627, The Only Way He Can. My friends, he is the founder and the owner of the Grandpa Ape Country Club. The lead pro on the GACC greens, if you will.
What?
He is a professional DJ with a wide-ranging musical catalog. He'll tell you he's a D-lister, but we'll argue with you that he's an A-lister. Soon going to be on the biggest stages and the grandest lights and shows that you've ever seen in your life. And he's going to be pumping them songs one at a time, taking them like this and like that, swirling them into one and making those vibes hit you square in your soul, making him a human iPod.
What?
A purveyor of positive vibes.
What?
A curator of high-level energies.
What?
A certified PLP pusher.
What?
The jet plane flying.
What?
McLaren driving.
What?
Rolex rocking.
What?
Jesus piece dangling.
What?
Traveling man, always on the plan to go to a foreign land and complete a few missions after getting out of that tin can.
What?
He is the president of St. Louis, Missouri for only a few short more weeks.
What?
Sweet James Jones himself, up this morning early, already sold 3 chickens and smoked 2 sweets.
What?
Always coming in real nice and neat.
What?
The man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, with an emphasis on the one.
What?
He's DJ Swirl One. Great morning, Swirl One.
Is this thing on? Can you hear us?
Sounds like it. I can hear
Oh
you
my
loud.
gack, we're here. Shout out to everybody for sticking with us. Oh man, I don't even know what to say. Come on. I made it today. I was fired up yesterday. You guys probably heard me doing this. That's what I did yesterday. So if you know what I was trying to say, that's what I was saying, just so you know. So there it is right there. Before you get too far down the rabbit hole of what we have for you today, do me a favor. Get some of that there water. It's a good idea to take a hydration break. Good stuff right there, I'm telling you. And if you need a little bit more pep in your step, there's a thing called caffeine.
No.
You can get some of that too. Hey, JB, that's the way I like it. Don't put no additives in it, just like me. No additives. Let's just keep it straight. You know what I mean? Hey, by the way, Capp, here, right here.
Oh.
Good morning, Vietnam. Oh, yeah. See that? Come on, baby. Let's go. Hey, I got to tell you, I appreciate everybody sticking with us today. Yesterday was a fiasco, but we made the best of it. Had an impromptu little space. It was kind of nostalgic, if you will. I threw me back to the days of when we used to jam music before we started, and man, that was wild. So I had a lot of fun on that, but this right here is where it's really at. You can see us, you can get excited, we can play your videos, get your mind thinking a little bit. Do us a favor though, since we're back, we had a great show on Monday. If you wouldn't mind, yes, go in there. There is a thing called text message. You can say, hey, check out this link. I don't know if you're up right now, but you might be. And if you're not up, you can listen to it later in the day. Check this out. Or maybe you go to your favorite, I don't know, social media network. You look in there and say, hey, you know what? I haven't sent this person a direct message in a while. Let me send them one real quick and tell them that Forge and Fuel is live for Hump Day. So if you know, and that would do us a great solid. It starts your day off right, starts their day off right, helps us to move that algo a little bit, and we would really appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead and yield back because I know we got a hell of a show to get on, and I know you guys missed us yesterday in this live action. So here we are, ready to rock. Capp, let's have us a hell of a show today, buddy.
Oh, I'm ready for a hell of a show. You know, I missed out. I don't know. It was weird not being on YouTube and X and the Rumble yesterday. And I realized how much fun we have on this show and how much energy and perspective and shit we bring and how hard it is to watch these videos and some of these different things we get into and all the encompassing that has become this show. I mean, it was nice to get a little nostalgic yesterday. You know, only 7 people in a space coming from a 700 live viewer show. That was pretty nice. That was one of those moments of, hey, how about you want this? You want to keep going, right? Of course, we always answer yes. Of course, we're going to find a way because we always have a will. But isn't that interesting how that always seems to happen? It's like a constant test. And if you just open your eyes and pay attention to what we're doing, maybe you just might see us applying the shit we talk about every single day.
And not only that, buddy, I mean, just think about this. As of about probably 6-7 months ago, that was the norm for us, pulling up and hoping 7 people would show up, right? Truly. And we would get 7 people. I'm not saying, I mean, maybe 30 people. Sometimes we'd max out at 50. Who knows? But this is so much better to show what we're doing, how we're feeling. You can see it on all our faces. You can tell we're not lying. We're actually really excited to be here. So that really adds to the validity of what we're doing, and it just helps the impact. So we appreciate you guys sticking with us through the technical challenges we had yesterday. And today, we'll make it up for you, I promise.
Oh, that we will. And speaking of vidges and extra content that we didn't used to be able to do. And shout out to all of you beautiful hubbard beings tuning in live in prime time to this wonderful video platform we have rocking and rolling now that is so amazingly working. Gonna cross the fingers, and we're gonna stay with the audio and video, and everything's gonna keep going smooth, and we're not gonna lose it today. Hey, I didn't just jinx us out of nowhere. A little host jinx.
The announcer jinx is happening.
Who's to say, who's to know? But my friends, if you don't know, you won't know. But we begin this show a very specific way. And let me be the first to let you know that it begins with a laugh, baby. See, you can think, you can cry, you can share perspective, you can get inspirational, you can get motivational. But I argue that all of that is null and void if you don't at least start your day with a little chuckle. A little funny, ha-ha, getting the belly rolling, maybe some tears falling. I'm telling you, it's the best way to start your day outside of getting on your knees and saying, thanks for opening my 2 gifts and filling my lungs with the breath of life, baby. But right now, we're going to start the second best way, in my opinion, and that's with a little laugh, a little chuckle. And I don't know if you know, but anytime you're on the interwebs, and you might see a group of Indian men playing a prank on each other or teeing it up, don't skip it. Because chances are it is some of the best shit you've ever watched in all your days, and they have only been getting better and better and better and better. So today, we watch a few young men out in the middle of the desert playing a little yoke. Just a little funny prank. Nothing that's going to hurt anybody, or at least they didn't think at the time. But without further ado, this is the Good Morning Prank.
Okay.
Yani naklanıyor ama.
Sabar. Ay Amri. Good morning. Good morning.
So, good morning. One
Good
time.
morning.
Good morning.
Our lion.
Asad.
دي أسد.
أيوة.
يلا تعال.
يلا
أنا
حبيبي.
أقول I love you.
I love you so
Pew,
much.
pew, pew, pew. يلا. Pew.
It's like a baby.
طلع.
أنت صديق والله
Oh, he's gonna eat shit.
Good morning.
Asad. But I'm here. Don't you tell me.
No soup for you. No soup for you. Hey, it just gets better as it goes on. You think it was great when he fell in the hole and looked like a baby? Buddy, he looked like, I don't even know. You remember when in The Hangover, what's his name jumped out of the trunk? That's what that dude looked like when he was trying to get him out of that water. That's what he looked like right there.
Mr. Chow.
Yeah, you remember that? That was pretty damn funny. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that one got me good.
Dude,
Oh, I've watched that a few
head
times.
shoved back into the water.
Oh, it just pushed him right back. You knew he was going to eat shit as soon as he started taking. His little
Oh, yeah.
stumpy legs
He
couldn't
was-
keep off with the momentum. Oh, shit. Ooh, man.
If I had a friend like that, I'd probably do that too. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, who's to say, who's to know? He's a little
I mean, you might as well have some fun with it. You know what I mean? What are we doing?
out. It's
No
he
soup for
always-
you.
he always
He's
says
so
that.
mad, dude.
Don't you touch me. Fuck you, come again. Who's to say, who's to know? There is your morning laugh. A wake up to remember. Good morning to remember. Good morning. Yalla Habibi. There you have it, my friends. We've officially begun. We are ready to rock and roll. We are feeling good, real deep down in the soul, from the tips of the head to the bottoms of our toes. But maybe you're not. Maybe you're just tuning in. Maybe the laugh wasn't your cup of tea. Maybe you're needing a little something extra, baby. Well, hey, that's all right, because you got a couple of clowns on your screen right now, and there's never no telling where this convo might go. I might spew coffee all over this studio here in the next 30 minutes or so. We're just going to have to buckle up and find out as we get this proverbial show train chugga, 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 chugga. Woo! Woo! We got a proverbial show train? We got a proverbial show train in the background now getting ready to steam down the tracks of change. I hope you're ready, because we got a hell of a show on tap for you here today, and it wouldn't be this here Forging Fuel if we didn't begin with the first segment, baby, your Sharpening Session. Alrighty then, my friends, back to this fucking guy.
Bruh.
What the fuck is going on over there?
I'm a lion.
Woo! All right, I did what the shit, man. I just probably saw my face right now. What the fuck is going on over there?
What do you want from me?
Oh shit, kids! It's gonna be a show. Who's to say? But let's get a little serious for a moment. A little buttoned up for a tip. Let me go put my suit coat on. Get real fancy and uppity with you. In the little highbrow, if you will. We ain't ever doing that shit. We're staying real raw and open, real basic, real simple, real layman's terms, if you will. How do we survive this thing called life? Not just survive, but thrive.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Just so you know, today's December 10th. That was my original supposed to be birthday, if you know that. Isn't that crazy? And I was born exactly a month later. Exactly.
How'd you know that? Did you go? Was you at the hospital and they told you?
Yeah, my mom said she went to these doctor things and they tried to tell her, hey, by the way, you're supposed to have this kid December 10th. And then she went in there December 10th and said, yeah, he's not ready to come out yet. We talked to him. He said he's cool.
So you just stayed up there, hung out for another
I
month.
hung out for a while, bro.
And then just
later on.
All right, I get you. Hey, well, happy
birthday.
Officially unofficially birthday to you, DJ Swirl One. We
That's
appreciate
cool,
you. That's pretty dope. I like that.
This was a practice session of the birthday right here.
Now everybody knows when his birthday is, and everybody
we should have known that anyway. I ain't hard to find.
Yeah, not real hard to find either. Me neither. But we could. No, it's okay. It's okay. We could talk about this. We could talk about that. We go whatever. That's why we got such a great show here, pal. Is we talk about whatever, and it just flows and it goes, and I love it. I love it. The people love it. But the people tune in for a little motivation. They tune in for a little inspiration. They tune in for a little high-level thought, maybe get them going, maybe say, ooh, that's going to help me turn an obstacle.
They tune into this show for that? Holy shit, what's wrong with you people?
I didn't know we motivated you. I didn't know I just thought this was replacing your morning cartoons. I thought that's what this was. Who's to say, who's to know?
Sorry.
Woo!
Shut up. I'll shut up.
Hey, somebody is feeling real fucking good.
Hey, I just missed you guys yesterday. I felt like I got to get out a few laughs and things.
Yeah, man. I was pretty bummed about that because yesterday, even today, everything was flowing right off the tongue, rocking and rolling right off the bat. But man, the energy and I said, oh, can I bottle this up and bring this over to tomorrow? And so far, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty hot about it. Everything's all right. We're feeling like we're really flowing and going here. So without further ado, we are in the sharpening session. Maybe we should have stayed in that opening banner for a little while before we got in the sharpening session. No, not your bad. No, it's okay. Maybe I jumped the gun. Maybe hey, put it on me. I came to the party. I popped the streamers. I was the one that said hit the button, D's. So maybe I prematurely was ready to rock and roll, and we had more shit to say. Who's to say? Who's to know? But maybe you haven't read the title of the show. Maybe you don't know how we're opening up today. Maybe you don't know the topic that's going to get you rocking and rolling, baby. Well, let me be the first to let you know. This morning, Live Dog, We're going to be talking about people, places, time, and things. People, places, time, and things. And there's this quote floats around out there. I've added a little bit to it. It comes from Alcoholics Anonymous. It basically states, surround yourself with the right people in the right places and watch it lead into the right things. And I've expanded it a little bit more over time. And my quote is, surround yourself with the right people in the right places at the correct time and watch it lead to spectacular things. Surround yourself with the right people in the perfect places at the correct time and watch it lead to spectacular things. What does that mean? What are people? What are places? What are time? What is time? What are time? What are time? I don't know. I don't even think it exists. If we deleted all the clocks off the world, I don't even think it would matter. What are things? And on Monday's show, I talked about some of my reflections over the last year and the things we've done and how I've grown and the things, the tools, if you will, the mental tools I've added into my tool belt to help me continue to go down the pathway that I'm going down and bust through the brick walls of obstacles and turn them into opportunities. And I really started thinking about, why was I able to attain those things? Why was I able to learn that knowledge that I hadn't learned for the first 28 years of my life? Shit that I knew, but I hadn't necessarily heard it in a certain way or presented to me, and that I really was never taught how to apply it. Why did that happen? Well, as I started to think about it, the first one, people, right? If you saw the thumbnail of this show, it features the Diamond Hand fam dead live in prime time, right on the front next to me and Swirl. And those people are some of the most important people in my life. And I feel like maybe we don't shout them out enough because we get hundreds and hundreds of viewers on the show now, and there's so many people around, and we're locked in and into the convo, and we're not in a space and we don't necessarily see you guys unless you get in the chat. But the OGs of this company, the people who have helped us get to where we are, I owe you a massive thank you. And I just can't tell you guys how grateful I am for believing in me, believing in Swirl, believing in DHMG and GACC and everything we do, and being a network that we can truly rely on. Being people that don't just talk about it, but are about it. When I go out into the world and I rep this shit, I got this on my sleeve. I put this on my head. This isn't just for the show. I leave this show and I go out into the world and people ask me what this is. I get to tell them about the amazing human beings that I have around me. Not just the gateway, not just forging fuel or decoding the divide tonight at 9 p.m. EST, but the people who have gotten me here. And I started thinking about the people and the people that all of us, whether you're part of the Diamond Ham fam and all the way involved in the network, or whether you got your own thing going on, the people that we surround ourselves with. Who are you surrounding yourself with? You've probably heard it ad nauseum from one motivational speaker or inspirational talker or whatever it might be. Surround yourself with the right people. Your network is your net worth. Well, it's so interesting that people will say that. They know that that is the case. But as I was saying last week, a few days ago, whenever it was, I don't know, is it all about your training, or is it about believing in your training? Is it about saying those things or actually doing those things? And I think a lot of people love to say your network is your net worth and then continue to hang out with complete fucking morons just because maybe they got a little following on social media, or maybe they fell into a little bit of money, or whatever the case might be. And I think it goes deeper than that. Pose yourself these questions. Ask yourself these questions when you think about, who are you surrounding yourself with? Who am I taking advice from? And who am I giving advice to? Who am I taking advice from? Is that a high-level motherfucker, somebody like Swirl One? who drives a McLaren, who invests properly, who has taken himself from down here in society to up here in society? Are you taking advice from someone like that and building your life in a way that models or emulates what they do? So when people say, who trained you, you say, well, that guy over there. Oh, damn. I could tell you guys are a lot alike. You see me and Swirl out in public, people say, somebody said to us once, oh, you guys are too much the same. I like DZ more. I like D. He goes by his own beat of his own drum. You guys are too much the same. Well, yeah, he's my mentor. I'm his mentee. We spend a lot of time together. We talk a lot of shit. We invest the same way. We make the same moves. We got a lot of the same vision. It's going to happen. But on the flip side of that coin, who are you giving advice to? And is it just falling on deaf ears? And if you give them some high-level conversation, or you want to give them some perspective that shifts their mindset and allows them to go into a new direction, does it just fall on deaf ears? Does it just one ear out the other? Is that person, you don't know what you're talking about? Well, if that's the truth, then maybe you're not surrounded with the right people. And maybe those are the exact questions you need to start asking. Who am I giving advice to, and who am I taking advice from in my 5-foot circle? And if you start looking at that instead of your network is your net worth and who am I surrounding myself with, you got all these acquaintances and fucking all these people. Look at your 5-foot circle, the people closest to you. Do you enjoy their advice? Does it push you forward? And do they receive your advice? Does it push them forward? Who's to say, who's to know? And what about those places? I started thinking about the places, and it isn't only where your physical body goes. Are you going to the gym? Are you showing up to the job, the setting meetings, whatever it might be? Are you going to the right places? Or are you staying stuck in the Starbucks line every single day, right? It's not only where your physical body is, but where your conscience is. And the more you think about the places your conscience goes, the more you'll realize how little control you have over your conscience and your brain, and how much work it does take to control that. So where is your conscience going? Are you waking up in the morning and it's going right to the negative? Are you going through your day and it's nonstop spinning and it can't hang on to any thought? What places are you going with your conscience? Not just your physical body. The physical body is important, right? Putting yourself in the right places with the right people. But also, where is your conscience? And are you working in the present moment? And it leads into those places, and it goes into the time. We all have time. How are you utilizing your most valuable asset? When you get around those people, when you inevitably get to the right places, do you spend them scrolling through your phone? Or do you utilize that time to grow and strengthen that relationship? Can't you wait until the day's over to run home, take off your shoes, jump on the couch and start watching Netflix? Or can't wait until you get off of work to come home and start working on that business plan again? Or maybe get that e-com store rocking and rolling a little better, or maybe get that merch store up and running, whatever the case might be. How are you spending your most valuable asset? So you surround yourself with the right people in the perfect places at the correct time, and it leads to spectacular things. But what are those things? Well, ask yourself this. What am I creating? What am I bringing to this life? What am I building? What am I pioneering? What am I pursuing? What has caused me to pivot on that pursuit and re-pioneer again? What are you creating in this life? Or are you just speaking about other people's creations? Are you creating your own things, or are you just focused on other people's lives and what they might be doing and what they might be bringing to this world, and why it might not be as good as you, or as good as you could do, or I wouldn't do it that way, but you haven't done it? So are you creating things in this life, or are you just speaking about other people's creations? And when it comes to these things, what are you bringing to the world? What are you bringing to the world? Your energy, your drive, your fire, your passion, your creative ability. What makes you uniquely you? And as you're thinking about those, ask yourself another question. What am I holding back from the world? What gift do I need to give the world? What thing have I continually shoved down? What little flame haven't I dumped gas on to turn it into an enraging fire that I can shine bright for all those who are around? Or at least maybe just keep them warm for a little while we go through some cold and dark times. I'll leave you with this, my friends. Once again, surround yourself with the right people in the perfect places at the correct time and watch it lead to spectacular things. I've seen it happen over and over and over and over and over again. And it's not like we create an event or anything every single year that allows you to be surrounded with those right people in the perfect places at the correct time and watch it lead to spectacular things as it has over and 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 over again for the last 2 years. So you can stay on the sidelines, just keep tuning in a little here and there, just a little foot in the pool, or you can take a deep dive and join us on the opposite side. Who's to say, who's to know? But that's my thoughts on some people, places, time, and things. DJ Swirl One, not trip any triggers over there in you.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And first off, I'm grateful like you. So I have to thank everyone who the core members, and I'm not discrediting anybody who might have shown up after the fact or just tunes into this show. But if we've shaken your hand or seen you in real life, or maybe we were at one of these said getaways and you were there, I would say that's probably one of the people I would say thank you to, because you actually jumped in head first and said, you know what, I can go meet these people. I can make something out of this. I can find, well, they can find out if you're real or not when they're right next to you. That's the one thing people don't understand. You know, I'm always repping my brand. And I'm not just talking about my brand being GACC. I'm not talking about that. You know, I've got my challenge coin right here, right? Got that right here. I've always got it on me. You know, I am rocking the 1%er. You can see there. Although I do rock GACC all the time. I mean, my official airport gear is basically my GACC quarter zip. That's the airport gear. So if you see me walking through the airport, you're going to see that bright GACC logo right here on my luggage. Guess what it says? GACC. I mean, when I go through TSA, CCOS over there right away knows it's me because he looks at the luggage. He's like, oh, GACC, that must be Swirl One. Hold on. Oh, he's right there, right? So that's pretty amazing that when you can start doing that, people understand your brand, right? So I'm always out there repping it. And we talk about, you know, the advice you take in, the advice that you give out, how you're giving it, where it's coming from. You know, I always think about who I'm taking advice from. And I always make sure that, just like Capp said, the people I take advice from are people who I look at and say, that person has actually done it, or they're doing it, or I would love to be where that person is. Not don't want to be their life, but I want to be where they are. You can always look around and find out who's really doing something right now, who's actually moving in the right direction. You can look around and realize that some people are saying they're moving in the right direction, but they're not actually doing it, right? And that's the one thing that you have to understand, is that when you're taking advice, what's it based on? What's even crazier than that is I don't think people realize when they give advice, what's it based on? Is it based on fact and failure? Because if you're giving advice based on fact and failure, it resonates a little bit better with people. People will look at it and go, man, why does that make so much sense? Well, it sounds like that person's already been there. It sounds like they've really seen this happen. It sounds like I might learn something from this person because they might have stepped in that pothole. They might have fallen down and not fixed that plane, right? That's the things that I don't think people understand. When you actually speak from facts and failure, it resonates with your audience even better. And I will always say this. We talked about speeches and how you write speeches before. When you speak from experience and you're resonating with all the things that made you who you are, and that's the failures, that's the wins, that's all of that, the speech will write itself. And then it'll come out more authentic. And not only that, it'll come out in a way like a parable, maybe like a story, in a way that people will go, wow, that made a lot of sense to me. I'm glad you put it that way. I've never heard it that way. Gosh, never thought of it that way. But you know why? It's because they don't have your experiences. They haven't failed the way you did. They don't understand what it took that day when you were down and out and didn't know how to get out, or where you would find the energy or the door in the hallway, really, because that's what it comes down to. A lot of us have spent a lot of time in the hallway. And in that time, we didn't just sit there and cry. We were looking for doors, maybe trying a few different doors, and those didn't quite work out. We might have even screamed out like crazy, oh my God, somebody help me. And we never got an answer. So that's why we can tell the story, is because I want you to know my story. I don't want you to fail like I did. Hopefully you fail in your way, and you can teach me something. But if I can help you from falling into certain things that I know I failed at, boy, I'm going to try to help as much as I possibly can. Talked about yesterday, the validity in what people say. And I was talking to somebody and they were trying to figure out if I was real or not, if I could do what I was telling them I could do. And one of the things I had to tell them was give them the validity. Hey, just by the way, here's my path. Here's what I did. And this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not just telling you this because I'm saying, wag my finger. You better do what I say because I'm this guy. No. You can tell by the way I talk, by the way I walk, by the way I enter interactions that I have done the things that I'm asking you to do. And if you don't believe me, I will do that thing that I'm telling you to do right there in front of you with the smile and look at you and go, see, that wasn't that hard. And they're like, no, I didn't think you could do that. I'm like, well, I wouldn't be here if I didn't. Right. And so can you do what you say? Can you do what you're advising? Or do you do what you're advising? That's the big one. A lot of people don't do what they're advising. They just say, oh, well, I saw this on whatever show. Oh, I think this is the way you should go. I think this advice is the what I should tell you. Oh, well, people like that, here's what they do. Well, guess what? If you're not doing it yourself, who are you to speak on that? Right. And that's the thing. Yesterday, I helped one of my clients open a business. And that's a really busy day for me. It really is. And I've got two more. I've got one today and one tomorrow. So talk about some of the busiest days of my life are on these days. When this project starts, it can't stop. This person literally probably put $40-50 million, literally true number, into the business they're opening. And on that day, I promise you, the pressure to perform and the pressure to get it open is so much bigger than any of us could ever imagine. And so when you're in there and you may not have all of it on the line, but you're trying to help that person get things going, you have to realize sometimes being there with them and being in the trenches with them and getting their six and helping them in those situations, even on things that you don't know about. I was asked about a bunch of things. Hey, can you do this or that? And I didn't want to look at them and go, well, that's not really my realm. Or, hey, that's this company that handles that. Or that's that guy that handles it. No, I said, yeah, absolutely. I'll take care of that. Hey, what do you need? Okay, great. And then I would go seek out the person that had the knowledge. And it didn't matter. The person who was asking me to do that didn't care where I got the knowledge or how it happened. All they cared about is the end result done. And so what I would do was use the resources, the people, the places, the timing that I had in order to make sure that I was creating wins for that person. And at the end of the day, when everybody else, including people who were given opportunities inside this new business, maybe they were at another business and they got moved to this one to make more opportunity. Maybe they were promoted through that business and they ended up at this new opportunity. And they're out there trying to figure out something for the brand new time, brand new job, whatever it might be. I had one in there yesterday. I mean, really a pretty sharp guy and very go-getter attitude. Number one person where he was before. And about halfway through the day, he's like, so what's my schedule look like? What time can I leave? And I'm looking at him like, you just started this. You just walked in a couple hours ago. Let me tell you something. You don't leave here until you learn everything you need to learn. So that means if it's at 7 o'clock, if it's at 8 o'clock or whatever, I wouldn't be asking to leave. I would not go to my boss and be like, hey, by the way, I know you just promoted me and I've only been here for like 5 or 6 hours, but when can I go home? Right. And what did this person do? He went right to his boss. And so what's the schedule like this week? And the boss kind of looked at him and said, well, this is brand new for you. This is brand new for all of us. Might be a good idea for you to just soak this up. So I would expect you to be here pretty much while I'm here, is what he said. So that guy was there at 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday, and he left last night at 8 p.m. last night. Guess where I was at 8 p.m. last night? I was standing right next to that guy. All the things I had to do were done by 6:37, but I'm not going to be like, okay, boss, see you later. right? I told my client, hey, I'm going to hang out. We hung out to the very last person, proud, excited. So is that what you're doing every day you get up and you get out there? Are you trying to make sure that people see you doing the things you say? Are you giving the advice that you have lived out? Are you making sure that while you're in the positions that you're at currently, that you're doing all you can to move to that next one? And when you get to the next one, you stop asking what time to leave? That's when you got to win. It's all about the people, places, and time that you put in and you invest into that's going to make your life what it is. And I tell you right now, if I didn't have that ability to do the things that my client asked for and stay until 8 o'clock, the respect that I would have from that person would be so small, so little. But I left there yesterday. They were so extremely happy about everything that happened, and I left them in a great place. And I got a team still there. I'm going to go today and do another one. But I tell you this, I won't give advice if I don't know anything about it. I don't speak on things I don't know. And I'll tell them, hey, I don't know anything about that, so I can't really speak on that. But I'll tell you this, I know a guy who does, right? But I'm always going to make sure I take advice from those I know have validity. So when you're speaking and you're listening, what are you speaking? Does it come from fact and failure? And what are you listening to? Does it come from fact or failure? And Capp's on mute.
Bruh. Drop a bomb on him, man. Come on, is what I just said. Oh, shit. Sorry, I was clearing my throat a second ago. Didn't want everybody to hear that, except you just did anyway, so who gives a shit? So here we are. Man, oh, man. A lot of good thoughts, a lot of good perspectives. Fact or failure? And it made me think of the morning post I put out this morning, the quote, never let success get to your head, never let failure get to your heart. Right? I think it's a pretty damn good quote to live by. Never, it goes back to Bryce Mitchell on Monday. Never get too high on the successes, never get too lows on the failures. Just stay right neutral and grateful that you just got another opportunity to keep getting after it. Another chance to turn a loss into a lesson, a trial or tribulation into a triumph, or a failure into a brand new chance to flourish. That's why I say it all the time, because all it is a mindset. It's just simply that mindset of being willing to, okay, I succeeded. Everything's good. All right. Nose to the grindstone. Oh, shit, I failed. Oh, no. All right, fuck. Well, okay, take these little parts. All right, nose to the grindstone. Not staying stuck in the failure, not staying stuck in the success, staying stuck in the grind. Married to the grind, married to the hustle, married to the 1% getting better every single day. That's what we're talking about. And I love how you kept mentioning, Swirl, we don't talk about anything we don't know about. If somebody asks me, I don't know is a complete sentence. I'm never afraid to say I don't know, or take accountability to say it's not something that's in my wheelhouse. But I have been researching it, and I do know a guy who knows a little bit more, and I could probably introduce you to him. But let me do some research. I'll come back to you on that, right? I don't know everything, and that's why some of these topics and things, they build upon themselves and they expand and stuff, because we continue to learn about these things and we apply them in our lives. And then, oh shit, I applied that way in this situation. And I wonder if somebody out there might just be in this situation again. You know what? Let me just share it. Let me just put this thing out here. It might sound repetitive. It might be the same thing, but maybe it didn't hit them the first time. Maybe this whole thought, are you creating something or talking about other people's creations? Maybe that just didn't slap them until this morning. And holy shit, I got to get to work. All I've been doing is working on bumping my gums about everybody else instead of working my hands, making things happen, creating things in this life. All I've been creating is drama. Whoa. And are you living the advice you've been giving out, man? I love that perspective. Because, I've even admitted in the past, sometimes I don't live the things I preach on this show. And here lately, I really have been. I've really, really, really leveled up and changed a lot of things in my life. But, sometimes I need to hear these messages. Sometimes I need to be reminded and smacked in the back of the head. And, hey, dipshit, this is what you need to be doing. This is the right way. We're all humming beans. We all fail. We all miss the mark. It's how we're created. But it's how you rise from those failures that determines where you will go after. Who's to say, who's to know? But Swirl One, can I share a little? Can I share a couple photos on the show?
Sure. Let's see them.
How you feel about some photos, huh? I mean, Who's to
I mean,
say?
I'm scared to ask what they are, but let's find out.
Well, maybe I started an OnlyFans account, and I just want you guys to give me a little perspective of maybe the future endeavors that are going to go on with this company. I don't know. What do you think about that? Who's to know? So my first official OnlyFans picture. This one here is free. Everything from here is not going to be free, my friends. Here it is. One time for the one time. Keep your eyes open wide. Oh shit! Ha! You thought it was going somewhere else. Ha ha, you dirty chicken suckers. I just wanted to shout out the Diamond Ham fam. And, we did this one time. Me and Deezy did it on Decoding the Divide. I don't think we did it with you. I don't know if we did it. But, man, it is just from the Angels and the Kellyos and the Prides. These are the people you see over here. And the Deezys, there's our Mr. Producer and JK and Belongfellow and Motion and, man, and Open and Gigi and all of these amazing humming beans, and Chris and Mama Cap and the two guys in the front and Mrs. Glue and Mr. Glue and Baby O and Dark and Live Dog. I mean, these are just some amazing humming beans. And even over to the Londa Rays and to the Belindas and to the Michelles and goodness gracious, the Dan Matsons, the Cindy Matsons. I mean, these people are some of the greatest people that I've ever surrounded myself with. Some of the most loving, caring, thoughtful individuals that I have ever been around. And it is such an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to be able to lead this charge each and every day. And I got a couple more pictures because it just doesn't do it justice, only that one picture, because you see it floating around all the time. And, I gotta throw a couple more out there. Even any time in the day, the future's too bright. We always got to keep the shades on. You heard me? We always got to, even though G. Lou and JK look like they've been swimming in shoulder height water, we still keep the vibe. The vibe's still, and we even got a little GP over there,
That was a hot day, bro.
Hey, it was a hot day for show over there. A little first form action. Look how skinny my dumbass looks. That little
fat I was.
Holy shit, man. We got some games. You got games at your events. Who's to say, who's to know? Look at little Chris Ahumada and the kid. I mean, come on, man. This right here, the kid and the boys, Super McNasty, Baby OG Lou, little Deezy. I mean, this right here, it doesn't get better. Giving out challenge coins. I mean, I just had to flex this Motion. How do you not love you some fucking Motion, man? I mean, this right here, awesome. This just sums up Motion right there. That's just, and then the boys always talking some shit, just always talking a little shit, always bringing the vibes. I mean, look at this guy. Look at this guy. You ain't finding this anywhere else. Bruh. I'm just telling you right now. I don't know. I just had to flex on him one time, Swirl One, because we're really out here, man. We're really out here. And I said it a couple days ago that humble shit will only get you so far, right? Because people then start to take advantage of you and start to, try and run your life and walk all over you. And me and you the last few days, we've been talking that sweet shit. And I think it's time we continue to talk that sweet shit because nobody's out here doing it like we're doing it. Nobody's staying consistent. Nobody's showing up. I haven't seen an event like that. I haven't seen a group of humming beans like that anywhere. Correct. Anywhere. Nowhere on the timeline, Swirl One. Can you point me in another direction where I could potentially find something like that?
No, I don't know where it would come from. And I agree with you. I had a blast during that. And there's a reason why I keep wearing these bad boys, because it reminds me of how far we've come and what we've accomplished. And to you, it might just be a couple of little rubber bands on my arm here. But to me, these symbolize markers in my life where I started, I hate to say it, but really leveling up, really doing different things. Yeah, right here. I mean, I was absolutely it. And I said it right there in those pictures. I was not in shape, right, at all, but I was getting in shape, but I just wasn't taking it as serious as I should have been. There's a lot of this guy. Stop. Bro. Okay. This is not Mr. Olympia. Okay. All right. So, but I was definitely looking at some of those things, and I look back and say, hey, I need to fix this or fix that. And I was okay with being reflective and being hard on myself and saying, hey, you know what? Sometimes it takes yourself to look back at a picture and realize where you were at that time. Sometimes you can realize where your mindset was at that time. And I got to tell you, the future is bright for what we're doing. And I know, me and Cap are talking about that sweet shitter lately. And I got to tell you, I have nothing to prove any more than what I've already proven to everybody. If you don't know by now that I'm serious about everything I'm doing, then you're not paying attention. You haven't shown up live. You weren't there for GAC Vegas. You weren't there for GAC New York twice. You weren't there for all the different things that I put together and did out of my own just, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to put it together. And whether one person showed up or just like you saw, 40, 50 people showed up, I made sure every one of them had the best time possible. I remember when we were at 5 Iron Golf in New York for the GACC New York edition, and there was probably 12 or 15 people showed up that day, but I had a blast, right? And not only did I have a blast, I got caught in an elevator with a bunch of grandpas, and the New York Fire Department had to come and save us. So talk about
the haters fall asleep on elevators.
I'm just telling you, talk about having an experience that lasts a lifetime. If I would not have put that together, I couldn't have that conversation with people. People always in the different elevators are in. They're like, "Oh man, we hit the weight limit on this. I would hate to get stuck on this." I just gladly, "Oh, I've been stuck in one before, New York City." And they're like, "Oh my gosh, how long were you there?" "About an hour." "An hour? I would lose my mind." I'm like, I didn't. I was laughing my ass off the whole time I was in there with people, and people would look at me like, "What?" I'm like, "Hey man, if we're all down, at least I'm with y'all. This is the way it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna cry. I'm smiling all the way down." And we made it out alive, obviously. But with that being said, most people would just lose their shit inside a situation like that. They're so scared of having experiences that they actually stop themselves from experiencing life.
Don't be afraid to get stuck in an elevator from time to time, is what I just heard from Swirl One. Who's to say, who's to know?
Correct,
Also, hey, y'all keep that bullshit out of my fucking chat. All right. I'm coming for the fucking throne. I ain't playing no fucking games. You ain't gonna come up in my fucking chat talking all that sweet bullshit when you know you were greasing the balls. You were fucking.
We did not grease our balls that day. Okay?
I saw the grease. I saw the grease.
What?
And I saw the human growth hormone. That's why you guys kept switching sides. You were switching back and forth that HGH.
We definitely did not switch sides.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Bunch of cheaters is what they are. Bunch of fucking cheaters. It's rigged. It was rigged. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. They fucked us up, Live Dog. They cheated. Live Dog knows. Get in the chat, Live Dog. Tell these motherfuckers what's what. They cheated. Who's to say, who's to know? Man.
It's all about the English.
Talk about those good, man, what's some good memories right there. That was one little hour and a half, 2 hour spurt right there. And oh man, just those bocce ball games right there and everybody going back and forth. And, you think about these events, you say, oh, great, you guys had some cool little venues and whatever. No, we take care of all your food. We take care of all your drink. We make sure you get there. We make sure you're not left out. We make sure you have a goodie bag. We send you home with shit. I mean, there's nobody really out there doing it like we're doing it. And I love what you said, Swirl. The future is real bright for what we got coming. It is no coincidence that all three of us are going to be within a very, very close locale. And I am so looking forward to the future. And if you guys tune into this show and you live in Chicago or the suburbs and you're in this area, I'm telling you, the best is yet to come. You guys keep your eyes peeled. Who's to say, who's to know what's around the corner? But I do know that the best is yet to come, man. And I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else, Swirl One. This has been some fun shit so far. And who's to say, who's to know what it looks like going forward?
Man, I talked to somebody yesterday. We were talking about Chicago because he lives in Palatine. I've heard of that place before.
Oh,
yeah. He's like, hey, so where are you moving to? And I started talking about all the different. He's like, oh, yeah, you can't go wrong here. And he sent me a realtor and all this other stuff. So when I tell you this shit's getting really real, it's getting really real.
Who's to say, who's to know? I told you there's some great area around here. Great area around here. Who's say, who's to know? I love this place, man. This is it gets a little cold, but I'm gonna tell you what, Chi City gets a lot of hate, and it shouldn't get so much hate because boy, oh boy, it's a beautiful place. It's a fun place to be. A lot of things to do, a lot of things to see. Who's to say, who's to know what the J&J or F&F weekend getaway? It doesn't really have the ring.
We don't even have a name yet, so don't even start talking.
But it's gonna be, 30.
We're gonna have to brainstorm that one a little bit.
Connect some lines in between dots. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's to say, who's to know? Well, Swirl One, shit. We've gone another hour on the opening topic of the day, the first segment. And we got a lot more segments to get into, more thoughts, more perspectives. So let's wrap this one up. put a little bow on the sharpening session, if you will, and keep this proverbial showboat surfing through the waves of change. Keep on your life jackets. It might get a little bumpy. We don't want you to fly off and lose you forever. We'll grab you back up and stick you back in your seat as we get into your reaction refinery. Okie dokie artichokes, back here live in prime time on episode 627 of Forge and Fuel for your second segment of the day, your reaction refinery. And as per usual, we got 4 clips coming your way. No hesitation, no delay. Let's get right on into them, bae. I'm a poet, and now you really know it. First clip of the day comes from a young man who goes by the name of Noel Dizel. He's a bodybuilder, a lifter, a fitness coach, an entrepreneur, amongst many other things. He hails from South Africa. Not sure where he lives now, but that is his heritage, his native land. And this morning, he is here to give us a little perspective on, sometimes you're grinding, you're hustling, you're in that entrepreneurial mode. But maybe sometimes you got to slow down.
In a bag, eating on the run has never been so easy. Look, give it a squeeze, out it comes.
Brother, if your life is moving so fast that you're eating Ziploc squeezy beef, it might be time to hit the brakes and slow down a little. Look, I respect the grind, but there's a fine line between efficient and this. Life isn't just about fuel, man. Spend 30 seconds more. Enjoy the meal. Savor the moment. And maybe let the bag retire.
Man, talking to me last night. So I was sitting on that couch right there. And I got home late at my home hotel. I got to the hotel. Well, Marriott is my home. Shout out Marriott.
Shout out Marriott. Hey, we'll take a free sponsorship.
Yeah, we'll do that. Hey, I'm an ambassador. Hey,
not a free sponsorship. We'll work for the sponsorship. Hey,
we'll work for it. Yeah. So
what's up, Marriott?
I like I told you, I was with my client till late last night, and then when I left, I had to eat something. So I went with a couple of my team members over and had a great dinner. And then I got back here, and I was pretty wound up still. It was kind of late, and I remember looking around, going, man, I got the show tomorrow. I got all this. And I started speeding my head up all of a sudden. I started. Man, I got all these things I got to do tomorrow. I still got to pack my room up. I got to make sure I know what I'm wearing tomorrow. I got to do all these different things. And I literally stopped myself sitting right there. Swirl, screw it, bro. Leave it off for tomorrow. Get up early. Go to sleep right now. You'll get up early. You'll get plenty of time to get the stuff done. Give yourself the rest. You need to just. And so then I went into the back room here, and I was about to go to sleep. And sometimes I turn on the YouTube and I watch a show until I put the sleep timer on. It kills me, right? Well, last night I go and try to connect, and YouTube wasn't connecting. And I'm like, And I sit there and thinking, you know what? This is God's way of saying, Swirl, you have the right idea. Stop trying to stay awake. Just go to sleep. All right, no problem. So out I went. I woke up so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning early. I tell you, I got everything done before I even touched base on this show. Push-ups done, rooms packed up. I know everything I need. As a matter of fact, when this thing's over, boom, off I go. Like, it's that easy. But you know what? Last night I was spinning on how I'm going to get all this stuff done because I thought I had to do it last night, or I thought I was going to be up super late. But you know what? Sometimes if you slow down, let yourself rest, just like he said, it all works out. You find the time.
Yeah, man. All of that right there. It's great to be efficient. It's great to meal prep and do these things. But like he said, like Noel said, if your life has become so fast-paced that you're cutting the side off of a Ziploc bag and squeezing ground beef through it, like, maybe it's time to slow down just a little bit. Maybe it's time to take a little bit of a break. And maybe even if your meal prep is you're throwing something and you're stuffing your face real quick. Shit! Relax. Where's social media going? Where's the news cycle going? Where's your TikTok feed going? Where's the Instagram Reels going? Where's your Netflix or Amazon or Hulu going? Nowhere. They're still going to be right there, but go back to the places. Where is your conscience? Not in the present moment, not where it needs to be, spinning all over the fucking place, bouncing to the future, back to the past, just like Swirl One talked about, sitting right there. How am I going to do this tomorrow? No shit, what should I do now? No, I didn't do this yesterday. No, fuck. Before you know it, your damn brain about pops out of your ear because it's just... And I sat back and I realized that the other day, that's how I used to live my life. And I've never been more at peace, more in control of my brain, more happy. You know, I posted a little thirst trap on Instagram yesterday, whatever, say who's to know. But I put in there, I've never been healthier, wealthier, or wiser. Truthfully, I've never been more driven, more focused, more purpose-filled, more me in my entire life. And it's because I'm in the present moment. It's because I've slowed the fuck down. It's because when I'm doing the dishes, I do the fucking dishes. Swirl One was on FaceTime with me the other night while I was doing my dishes. Saw how in the zone I was while we were still having the convo. I do my dishes. I take that time. I have a dishwasher and I don't even fucking use it because I use that thing, that simple washing my 2 forks and my spatula at the end of the night as a way to stay disciplined, in a way to slow myself down and control my brain. You think I look at those dishes in the sink and I say, "Ooh, yay, dishes. Oh, this is fun." No. I say, "I don't wanna. Fuck them dishes. I want to go back to the computer and social media and making content and figure out what I'm doing. Fuck that." But if I take 2 minutes, I get it done, that helps me do other things at a slower pace. Helps me slow down and not go so damn fast. Because when you're in these lanes, when you're grinding, when you're moving, when you're creating, when you're living this 1% lifestyle, it's easy to get sped up and fall off the tracks. But that train ain't going to go nowhere if it ain't on the tracks. Who's to say? Who's to know? Slow down. Shout out Noel Dizel. What a name. Noel Dizel. Woohoo! There's your first clip of the day. Fire flame heat right there. Oh, your second clip of the day, my friends. I referenced this to Swirl One in a conversation. I referenced this yesterday morning on our faux Forge and Fuel space. StreamYard can't shut us down. Boy, oh boy. This one right here. This comes from a young man who goes by the name of Cameron Dukes. He is a content creator, an e-com specialist, an entrepreneur, a man of many talents, and a man who was kind of in a mindset of where I was only a few short months ago, and now I've become to get out of that mindset, and boy, oh boy, does this fucking video resonate with me. So without further ado, Cameron Dukes here to tell us this morning why we should just do it.
So I'm a single jacked male, age 27, live by myself, don't talk to people, literally work on my online business, go to the gym, and just kind of do that on repeat right now, saving for the future, putting back for the future. Don't know how I feel about it right now. You know, I'm kind of feel like I'm passing up some of my younger years right now, but at the same time, I have that understanding of, damn, you know, grind out from 27 to 30 and then live life pretty good from 30 here on out.
Do it. 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 I'm 29. Do it. It was 2 years. Do it. Do it. Do it. Fucking do it.
Let's go.
I'm 29. It was 2 years. That's literally what I was just talking about at the beginning of the week. I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy that gets to my goals, my dreams, my aspirations, the things that make me tick and fire me up so you can get to yours. So you can see that that shit is possible. And with just a little bit of dedication, a little bit of determination, a little bit of will, not luck, but pure drive and passion to take yourself from where you know you shouldn't have been, being honest with yourself, looking in the mirror saying, "Hey, bub, we fucked up. We've got way off the path. It's time to get back on that motherfucker," taking accountability. Fuck you, Mike. Taking accountability and getting into the right lanes of life. I want to be that guy. That's the standard I'm trying to set. And when he talks about, I'm a single jacked male working on my business, feel like I'm wasting my life. Hello, here I am, right here live in prime time, speaking to my soul. and we just keep going forward. It gets a little better, a little bigger. I told DZ last night, I said, boy, I'm not even close to where I want to be. I thought I was going to be in a totally different position right now than where I was last year. But right now, where I sit than where I was last year feels better than anything I could have ever been. I am in the best spot of my life. I am so much better than I was this time last year, personally, professionally, mentally, physically, financially. I might not have the $1 billion bank account to back up my talk and how I move, but motherfucker, I'm a millionaire. They just ain't paid me yet. It comes down to the mindset, and the more that I apply this shit, the more something's going to happen. And the more one day you're going to look up and you're going to see a video like that and you're going to say, well, by golly goodness, I remember December 10th, December the 11th. This December the 11th. It's not the 10th. I was past backwards yesterday. We fucked up. Swirl One. It's the 11th.
Oh, so that was yesterday. So that was the wrong day too.
Sorry, hey, it's the 11th. I'm sorry.
That's what I said earlier.
Gender wrong. You've been on the wrong day the whole damn time you were here. Holy
I depend on you to tell me what day it is, bro.
Hey.
All I have is today. I don't care what the date is.
I showed up to the party. I popped the streamers, told everybody it was the 10th. It's my fault. I'll take full accountability on that one. That's me.
I don't go through the day. Wait, like today's Wednesday, today's Friday, today's the 10th.
It's a day, bro.
It's just another day for me to thrive and strive, bro. I'm out here doing it.
Keys in the ignition or push to start, hammer down. Skinny pedal down, fella.
That's right. And I love what this guy was saying, because you know what? A lot of people out there don't even want to bet on themselves at all. He's like, do it. Well, think about this. We were thinking about this little getaway, and it was kind of like, well, let's just do it. See what happens, right? Second year, let's just do it. See what happens. And great things come from that. And I got to tell you, a lot of people won't even do it because they're so scared of what other people will think, or they're scared of failure, or they're scared to have to answer for that failure. But when they think about it, and it's not a failure, it's a lesson, I promise you, they'll keep screwing up. They will look for that next failure, because that's where you win. That's where you find out what you need and how you win. And this guy here, hey, he said it. It's boring. It is boring. Consistency is boring. I promise you, it's not easy. You know, it is not exciting to get up every single day, go through the motions, do the 4 or 5 things every day. And people are like, man, do you ever get tired of it? No, because I know when I take care of those, just like he said, if I take care of them for 2 years, and when I'm 2 years later, it's going to be this or that. I don't care where you are in life right now. Your year, 2025, can be the best year of your life, but you have to do it. You have to start now. Don't wait for January 1st. Don't wait for this or that. Just start doing whatever it is. I mean, look at the breadheads. They just started doing it. Look at Simply Soapology, just doing it. People out there just decide, I'm going to do this, and whatever it takes me, it takes me. I feel that way about GACC. I feel that way about DHMG. Hey, put my all into it. I'll put everything there. And I know once I do that, great things will come to me. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm really excited about it.
Thought about a quote. Good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from making bad decisions. Mark Twain said that yesterday. The only way you can get experience and learn to make good decisions is by making terrible decisions and fucking up over and over and over again, but not being too hard on yourself in those moments and realizing that it is just part of the process. The process is the product. And the more you fall in love with the process, the easier it gets to getting those products. It's not process over product. The process is the product. There are no rewards. There are no destinations. There is no ultimate goal. It's not about becoming. It's just about unfucking. Stop doing stupid shit. Unfuck yourself. It's not about addition. It's about subtraction. Think about that and change your entire life. Whew! Who's to say, who's to know? Eh! We got 2 more clips coming your way. And we already been burning it down on this show. Shout out to all you beautiful human beings live in prime time in the chat. If we're tripping some triggers, drop down your thoughts. If we got a question, you got a question rolling around in the noggin, drop it down too. One time for the one time. We'll get to it on that next segment of the day. But first of all, we got another clip to get into. Third one of the day comes from a young man who hails from the great state of Texas. He is a musician, a music mogul, a rapper, an entrepreneur, a content creator, a podcaster, does many, many things nowadays. The one and only Virgil, really building his brand. You may know him as the Mexican OT, here this morning to tell us why we should love ourselves.
Figure it out. Everybody wants to be a puss and just feel bad for me. Feel bad for me. Who fucking cares, bitch? That's why you're still sitting in that shit. But nobody's gonna take you out of it except for you. Nobody's gonna do for you. Nobody's gonna love you the way you love you. I love my dad. I love my mama. I love all of them, but none of them love me the way I love me.
That's something that you have to learn. A lot of people don't love themselves like that.
I had to learn it because I learned to hate myself at first. So
what made you hate yourself?
I was just surrounded by bullshit and some of my family, some people around me, the homeboy I was with at the time, everybody would just talk shit to me. So I was like, fuck, like,
I guess I'm not shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's not one person telling me, this is everybody. So I guess I am not shit. You know what I'm saying?
So what changed for you?
I had to believe. If I had to love myself, and I had to believe in myself, because if I didn't love myself and didn't believe in myself, why the fuck should y'all two?
I agree with that.
Amen. I say it all the time. You got to be your own hero. You got to be your own excitement. You guys I've told you many times, my own family doesn't tune into this show. My mom, I promise, and I'll say it to her face, she probably listens to everything I say on here and rolls her eyes. Like, she's never thought I was better than my brother or anybody else. My brother's got a master's degree. I don't. So he's the golden child. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Makes me more strong. Makes me believe in myself. My dad, he's not the kind that would really tune into something like this, but my dad will tell me he's proud of me. He'll let me know that I'm out here doing the right thing. But at the same time, they don't support me in any way, shape, or form. You know, when I grew up in my life, I was always the scapegoat, I was the oldest. I was the one that tried everything first and got in all the trouble. So, I was immediately the troublemaker. I was labeled as all these different things. And all throughout my life, my teachers would say, well, he's extremely smart. He just doesn't apply himself. And I fucking hate homework. And I just can't stand the system of the schools. Just like somebody said the other day, oh, I'm sorry, the system has failed you. Oh, no, the system's woke me up to what I should be doing. And that's what I've been doing ever since. I've been my own hero. I've never, and it's funny, the other day, somebody said to me, you didn't ask me for help on this. I said, I didn't need your help. I didn't want your help. As a matter of fact, I didn't want to get there because you helped me. I wanted to get there because I did it on my own. That's the difference. Some people look for people to help pull them up, buddy. I'm trying to build a ladder out of sticks wherever I find them.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Love yourself. And for a while there, I had forgotten how to love myself. And I had this convo with DZ the other day. I said, man, my whole life people told me that, oh, you're just too cocky. You're a cocky asshole. You're just cocky. And it took me a while to realize that anybody who told me I was cocky was just not shining as bright as me, was just not going anywhere with their life like I was going. But it made me start to not love myself and think, wow, am I cocky? Am I not fun to be around? Like, am I not somebody, if I saw me in a bar, would I not buy me a drink? And then I started to get way too humble and let people walk all over me and take advantage of me and become meek and meager. What the fuck am I doing? Wait the fucking minute. You're Colton Soroka, bro. Put your fucking 10 toes down. Who the fuck are you letting do this to you? Bro, what in the shit? Where has this life gone? It's time to start loving yourself again. It's time to start walking tall with your shoulders pulled back, your chin up and your chest out, making people nervous when you walk in a room. That's what I do. I make people nervous when I walk in a room because of the energy I bring, and it's the same with Swirl One. People can't handle that fucking high level, high energy coming in, beam. We ain't even got to say a word. And motherfuckers. Some anime shit going on over there. Wow, look at them. Who's to say, who's to know? And it all starts with just loving yourself. It all starts with, man, he said at the beginning, everybody just wants to bitch, be a pussy. Oh, feel bad for me. My life's so hard. Shut the fuck up, bitch. No one cares. No one gives a damn. And even if they do, even if you call your best friend, bro, my life's so hard. It's in one ear and out the other. They're going to give you some bullshit advice. You're not going to apply it. And then they're going to go back to living your life and not even thinking about that you have a fucking problem. They don't give a damn. Nobody cares. So take care of you. Worry about you and realize that as long as you know where you came from, You know the reasons why you have the things you do. You know that your creator has put you in this position. There is no such thing as cocky. And, you know, the whole humility bit of, oh, I got to put myself lower than others in society and I can't speak my mind. And forget that, man. You don't have, that's why I say that quote, you don't have to have anything to be around me, but you sure got to be up to something. And if you're thinking high level, you're moving your mind, you're improving 1% every day, give me your perspective. Give me your thoughts. I want to know what the hell is going on in your life. But if you're sitting around doing fuck all, talking about everybody else's life, I don't want to know about it. Shout out Mexican OT. Some hot words right there, kids. Your final clip of the day, my friends, comes from a man we've seen on this show once before. But we haven't seen him for a while. He goes by the name of Pastor Jamal Bryant. He made an appearance once again on the Cam Newton podcast. And this is a clip from that show. Shout out to Killer Cam. Number one, always in some of our hearts. Even though he went to a school that we absolutely despise, Auburn. War Eagle. All about that. Roll Tide, baby, roll Tide.
Nobody cares.
Who's to say who's no that shit? Nobody even gives a fuck anybody. I can't even believe I went in that direction. Who's to say who's to know? But this morning, Pastor Jamal Bryant joining us. Oh, and I got a clip for the show tomorrow that literally encompasses what just happened right there. Oh, fuck, it just came to my mind. I love the internet. Pastor Jamal Bryant here this morning to tell us why we should embrace positivity.
So go around the world twice before good news puts on shoes. So people will always remember your tackles, but they'll always forget your touchdowns. If you are living for the crowd's affirmation, you'll only hear the boos and you'll never be able to hear the cheers. There's 12 of us who are in this room. 11 people when you walked in the room said, man, I love that ring you got on. He's like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. One of them said, man, why you wear that ring? You thinking about, man, should I have worn this ring or the other one I got at home? Because we embrace the negative and dismiss the positive.
7 times faster. 7 times faster do your body, your mind intake negativity. It is, our bodies are literally hardwired for fight or flight. And the first thing it goes to is that negative, that flight, trying to, hey, preserve your life at all costs. Stay away from any hurt, right? And that's where you get that from. You know, yesterday I was telling you about my client. We opened a business with him. And the people that were coming into the people that were in the business as he bought the business were saying all kinds of negative things. Like, oh, well, I've heard about this. And, you know, we come from a great, you know, mom and pop spot that, you know, they got great reputation. And I've heard about this guy and this, that. And I'm sitting there looking at him, and I've worked with this guy for 6.5 years. I wouldn't be there if I didn't know how good he was and what they do for people. And I haven't seen him change people's lives literally every day. I have sent people to him and say, hey, this is the next one. And boom, they've changed that person's life. But you know what they did? They go, oh, well, I've heard they say negative. I heard they've done this negative thing. And I sit there and I told somebody yesterday, I said, let me ask you a question. This is something you should really think about. As you're going throughout the days, and let's just say you go to any business and you order whatever it is. Let's go with you with Chick-fil-A. Everybody loves Chick-fil-A. Let me go to Chick-fil-A and they got your order right? How many times do you think they get the order right all day long? How many times? 99% of the time, 90% of the time, 90% of the time, 92, whatever, right? Whatever. They get it right every time. Do you think that every time somebody gets that right, the first thing they do is go to Google reviews and go, oh man, Chick-fil-A got my order right again. Let me put that in there. Oh no. Oh no. Of the 1,000 people that went through that line that day, 999 of them got a perfect order. One of them didn't. You know what that one person does? I can't stand Chick-fil-A. And they put it in there. And let me tell you, that right there spreads like wildfire. And all of a sudden, that Chick-fil-A is branded. Everybody says, oh, it's so bad. But you didn't think about the other 999 people who just got what they expected and continue on with their day. So I always ask that question. When you hear negative things, think about all the people that didn't say anything about their experience because it went exactly the way it was supposed to go. We're not wired to tell people things went well. We're wired to tell people when things are wrong.
If that ain't the damn truth. Holy shit. Talk about that. Holy smokes. The system has literally made us into negative people to focus on the hate and the bullshit. And the example that Pastor Bryant gave right there of if 11 people compliment your ring or compliment your shirt and one person says, bro, that shirt's ugly as fuck. Why are you wearing that? You think, damn. Now you're all self-conscious and wondering, man, should I go change this shirt? You know what I do if that person says, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate your perspective. You know, I was kind of wondering if I should put this on when I left the house. I decided to anyway. Fuck it. Sorry, I don't like yours. That's why you're not wearing it and I am. Like what difference does it make to you, right? And when you can get into that mindset and stop worrying about being judged and stop worrying about what people think. You know, I think about back to J&J Weekend Getaway last year. I was picking out some shirts and shit. I said, oh, Swirl, I think I should get this shirt. What do you think about this? Swirl says, the only thing you can't wear is the only thing you decide not to rock.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, ain't that a perspective? It doesn't fucking matter what anybody else thinks about what I'm wearing. If I like it, if I feel good, if I look good, they'll pay good. So why don't I just go ahead and wear this motherfucker and see what the hell happens? Wow. Isn't that a thought and a half? And why is it? Why is it that we always go to the worst case scenario? Why is it? Why can't we go to the best case scenario? Why, when we wake up in the morning and the myriad of thoughts start to spin, it's all negative? It's all what could go wrong, what should go wrong, what might happen, what probably will make you fall on your face. Instead of, wow, my eyes opened up today. Wow, I'm sucking in air. Wow, I got a roof over my head. It's raining outside right now, and I'm not soaking wet in a cardboard box. Woo! Oh, shit, I put my feet in some slippers. My old toesies aren't all cold and chilly this morning as I'm walking to the bathroom. Oh, wow, I'm walking to the bathroom, taking a piss in the toilet. I ain't got to go out to a damn outhouse. I got running water. Oh, my goodness, I got running water. I can brush my teeth and take a shower and make that coffee that I just got to have and survive every single day in my kitchen. What are you tapping into? And if you look into those moments, what is the best case scenario? Maybe stop thinking about what the worst case scenario is and just start living what's the best case scenario. And if you can't find a best case scenario, then just be neutral. Just be neutral. Who's to say, who's to know? It's like these things build upon themselves and like we're just giving the secrets out on this show, Swirl One. I don't know. Am I right? Am I right?
I call it compound interest, man.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Who's say, who's no? Talked about that a time or two before as well. Golly goodness. 1% better every day, kids. Who's to say, who's to know? But that does it for your 4 clips of the day here on your Reaction Refinery. Shout out to the one and only Noel Dizel, Cameron Dukes, the Mexican OT, and Pastor Jamal Bryant for some high-level perspectives for us to react to this morning. But my friends, it's time to get into the third and final segment of the day where we connect with you, the live viewer, baby. So if you've got some shit burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you got a question you want asked, drop it, or do you want answered, not asked. You would ask the question and then we would answer it. Drop it in the live chat over there one time for the one time and we'll answer it up here live in prime time. Put it on the screen. Once we get into your final segment of the day, your answers from the Anvil. Alrighty then, my friends. Here live in prime time for your final segment of the day. Answers from the Anvil on episode 627 of Forge and Fuel on December the 11th, 2024. This is where we pop up your comments, your questions, your perspectives here on the screen, and we read them aloud. We give you our perspective in addition to that. And as a quick reminder, if you don't know, you won't know, but you can send emails to the show to askfnf@thedhmgroup.io. You'll see it down there in the ticker. But if you're listening, that is ASKF, the letter NF at thedhmgroup.io. However, no emails to dive into today, so let's jump into the chat and see what the people have got to say. DEEZYY, shift us up, my guy. Who's out there this morning? Mr. Motion, ooh, banger. Why are you so confident? Because I have a mirror in 2020 vision. What the fuck were they thinking to ask us that question? Shout out, Motion, damn straight. I can stand tall, I see what I'm doing, and I got a vision. That's why I'm so fucking confident, because I know who I am and whose I am. Shout out, Motion. Appreciate you, dude. Had to Flex you too. I don't know if you saw your picture earlier. I don't know if you were live in primetime in the chat. We appreciate you, my guy. Who else we got out there? DWZYY. JK Big Time in the chat. Things don't take as long as you think they do or think it does. Set a stopwatch sometimes for things you do and your eyes will be opened. Facts. Think, oh, this is going to take forever. And it ends up taking 30 seconds. And you were like, why did I think that was going to take 20 minutes? That was what the hell? It's wild how our brains work that way. Who's to say? Who's to know? Shout out JK Big Time. Our friends over at Radio Free Hub City Live, the legendary Ken Buckler and the beautiful Miss BB. Slow down is something that I can't stress enough. Life is short. Enjoy it. Then again, traumatic experiences can really change your perspective on life. Ken. Shout out Ken Buckler. We appreciate you, my friend. Definitely some great perspective. As always, T's and P's your way. I know that is a never-ending battle, but the fact that you can gain some perspective of just slowing down and taking life one moment at a time is some pretty damn good stuff. Appreciate you sharing that, my friend. Who else we got out there? D's. Mrs. Metal live in the chat as always. Great morning, fam. Happy hump day. I hope that you will find a way to be a blessing to those around you. Share your smile and sprinkle kindness everywhere you go because the world needs more of it. Damn straight, hold the dough, give somebody a smile, toss out a free compliment. It's pretty doggone easy, but nobody wants to do it. Shout out, Mrs. Meadow. Jared Albright, great morning, everyone. It's going to be a great day. Dues paid. I'm ready to rock it. Can you handle my light? Oh, jeez, he's shining over there.
I saw that one. Like, yo, he's fired up this morning.
It's blasting today. LFG. Exclamation. Hey, I see in them videos of Tico and Charlie out on the timeline. I mean, the dude's doing some things. Y'all just wait. You keep your eyes peeled. Who's say, who's know what comes from the Albright fella. Shout out, Mr. Jared, Udabomb.com. Mr. Metal, great morning, fam. Great morning to you, sir. Appreciate you being live in the chat, live on the show as always. The beautiful Bella Rossi, a.k.a. Mama Snow, a.k.a. Wable Snow. Great morning, young lady. We appreciate you. Ooh, we had a good conversation last night on the FaceTime. Me and Deezy were going back and forth, and then Mama Snow got in the conversation. Ooh, she got some perspective. I tell you what, she knows a thing or two. Shout out, Mrs. Mama Snow. We love you. C-Man1428. Who the hell's that guy? What the? How you doing? Who the hell's stealing my doggone quote?
Hey, well, they were there yesterday too, and I was like, hey, is that new? Maybe it's something we know. I just don't know the name.
Think about it, buddy. C-Man. Hi, how you doing? My name's C-Man. I'm Colton. C-Man. Who's to say, who's to know? How you doing? That would be me. Who else we got out there? DWZYY. Mr. Damascus Oglesby. GM to all you beautiful people. GM, good sir. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Morning, fam. Great morning, Mr. Nick. Hope you're having a solid start to your day as well, good sir. Appreciate you tuning in. He lets us know, as always, if nobody's told you lately, you are loved, worthy, amazing, and enough. Shout out to you.
Correct.
Appreciate the reminders. Chris Oswald. Great morning, everyone. Have a spectacular hump day. Shout out to you, Chris. We appreciate you, my guy. Grammy P. Happy Wednesday, Super Soldiers. Let's crush the day. Blessings to all. Blessings right back to you, GP. We love you. Thanks for being live in prime time as always. Pride Stanford. Being a Pride Stanford as always. Here, kitty. I don't know even what that was in reference to.
I don't know either. Pride sometimes out there, man. I like
Pride Stanford. There's a little live doggy dog. GM Diamond Handers. Great morning to you, Mr. Livingston. We appreciate the hell out of you, good sir. 1%, baby. You better believe it. Pride Stanford. Shout out to you. Those two are absolutely crushing it. If you weren't at the bi-weekly networking meeting last week and you missed Kelly O and Pride getting us everything they got going on, oh my goodness. Crushing the game does not even satisfy what those two amazing human beings are doing right now. Shout out to the Grateful Breadheads. Brian Livingston, Pride, don't sell yourself short. 2%. Shout out, Live Talk. These fucking goofballs, man.
I swear. Everybody's slap happy today. I don't get it.
Hey, man, we set the tone, man. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out, Brittany. GM chat. GM to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Jason Wickman, DJ Moons, Dominant fam. Shout out, Moons. Hope you have a great start to your day, brother. Big love to you. Our girl Slugbug down there in St. Louis. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wednesday, young lady. Hope you and the fam are having a great start to the day. Who else we got? These advice is like food. It'll make you healthy or it will kill you. Ooh, shout out JK Small Time. Always with a little perspective to get you thinking a little bit more. Shout out, advice is like food. Good perspective. I'm a little hungry. Man, I'm going to go have to eat. Your story, says Mrs. Metal, is your superpower. And most don't want to share the bad stuff, but it might save others from making those mistakes that you wish someone had told you how to avoid. Bingo, spot on, 150%. Your story can either be the things that you complain about as to why you didn't achieve success, or it can be the thing you say as to why you made it. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out Mrs. Metal Crazy. G. Lou, shout out to you. Great morning, good sir. Great morning to you and Mrs. G. Lou. We hope you both are having a great start to your day down there in AR, baby. Mama Capp, a.k.a. Kim Jones, over there on Rumble. Just do it, she says. Shout out to you, Mama Bear. Appreciate you always being live in the chat, live on the show. Who else we got? D's, anything good? JK, big time. Kids have an interesting sense of time. If you know, you know. I don't have any kids, so I can't comment on that one.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I don't know. We were talking about some good shit, and, people be coming into the chat while we're talking about it, and then we go to another thing, and it's all this. Hey, shout out to all you beautiful humming beings, making the chat vibrant, going and flowing, whether you're on X, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Rumble. Shout out for getting in the live chat. We appreciate you. Shout out to each of those of you who maybe didn't get in the live chat, but you're still tuned in live in prime time. We appreciate the hell out of you starting your day the right way here at Forge and Fuel, baby. But it's time to wrap this show up for the day. Time to flip the old open sign to closed, wrap it up, put a bow on it, paper or plastic. So let's begin doing that the only way we know how. By asking DJ Swirl One any final thoughts, comments, reminders, perspectives, anything in between for episode 627.
I'm a lion. That might be my mantra going forward. So if I just all of a sudden belt that out, you can reference this show. Okay. I'm just kidding. That really stuck with me. That guy was not afraid. Hey, thank you so much for showing up today. We're all lions in our own way. We're all trying to make a day out of it. So the fact that you showed up here has you starting on the right foot. And we appreciate that. Do us a favor. Share the show. Tell somebody about it. Say, hey, you got to listen to these guys. It was a great show this morning. They were hilarious. So, hey, maybe you get something out of it. Maybe you don't. But guess what? We're going to keep showing up here, whether you do or do not. So we'll see you tomorrow, right back in this. I won't be in this space, but I'll be in another one here, a different hotel. So this background right here won't be the same, all that. We'll switch all that. Back to the HQ coming up on Friday. I'll be back in this hotel that morning, and then I'll be flying back. So, oh my gosh, the weeks are just blending in, my friends. So let's make sure we have a day of it. Get outside, get excited, drink some water. And my friends, thank you for showing up today. I appreciate it.
Shout out, Swirl One. We appreciate the hell out of you, my guy. Thanks for all of your perspectives. Thanks for your lion impersonations. Thanks for being you, man. Wouldn't want to do this show every morning with nobody else. Thanks for doing it.
Can't take yourself that serious, man.
No.
You just got to be the lion, bro.
No, you just got to be a little lion. Just a little from time to time and let her go. Maybe I just be in traffic and I'm just going to look over at somebody and just and just take off from the fucking red light. I think that's what I'm going to do today.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Who's to know? Shout out to you, Swirl One. Safe travels. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, sir, because you deserve it. As for all of you beautiful humming beings on the opposite side of this screen, couple of reminders for you. If you want to connect with some of the beautiful humming beings you saw on your screen earlier, i.e. the Diamond Hand fam, you want to begin your mental, physical, financial level up journey, you want to learn how to invest a little bit better, you want to get that LLC started, you want to start that trust, you want to get that real generational wealth going. We'll start your journey in the Gateway today, the official home of the Diamond Hand fam. I'll tell you where you can find the link to that here momentarily. I'll just tell you right now, but I'll remind you here in a second. You can find it in this episode's description or in the link in the bio of all of our social media channels, platforms, profiles, whatever you want to call them. Also, tonight, live exclusively on Rumble and X, we are back for a little Decoding the Divide, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Look at the numbers and the digits and the letters starting to flow through the screen. I'm telling you what, there is some funny business going out there. Let me tell you what I mean. There's this, not, it's me, I'm audio. There's another, the other guy in that situation, there's some funny business going on with Mr. Luigi, and I am just confused. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The same guys are looking different. I posted a little video of somebody who might have claimed that they were a patsy some 50 years ago, and that motherfucker might have 1,000+ likes on it. Maybe other people out there are thinking the same way I'm thinking, so maybe I got to get some truths out there. Who's to say, who's to know? Tune into Decoding the Divide. Damn, say that 15 times fast. Decoding the Divide tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, for your dose of red pills and rabbit holes. If you would like to rock some merch from this show, which I got myself put in a big order, or maybe some merch from another show, or just some Diamond Hand merch, or maybe even some GACC merch, well, you can find Diamond Hand merch there at Mine and Shine Apparel, located in this episode's description, as well as the GAC Pro Shop, whichever one you would like to check out. You can find it there. We got a new winter collection. We got the Forge and Fuel shirt. We got the Decoding the Divide shirt. We got everything you could possibly want. Once again, all that down in this episode's description. And if you're looking for our website, if you're looking for any of our social media platforms, if you're looking for anything in between, it is all located down here in this episode's description. And if you are listening, you can find it in yours as well. Last but certainly not least, if you haven't already, hit a subscribe, turn on a notification bell, hit a like, hit a repost, hit a quote post, leave a comment, give us a follow, leave us a rating, and honestly, just smash the shit out of whatever button you see currently on your screen, as it only helps me, that guy, the one in the green room, and the entire team make this show and all the shows and all the things that fall under the DHMG umbrella bigger and better for each and every one of you. But my friends, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to go turn some obstacles into opportunities, losses into lessons, and failures into brand new chances to flourish. It's time to go stand tall in this day on the battlefield of it and start reaching up into the air and grabbing those flaming arrows and cracking them right over the knee. But before we do, a couple of things I'd appreciate it if you'd allow me to remind thee. Number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse.
What?
Number two, even a dead fish can go with the flow.
What?
And number three, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those manos diamantes. Shut up! To all you beautiful diamond handers flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out basis, we can't thank you enough for being the change, setting the precedent that we want to see not only on YouTube, on X, on Rumble, but in this entire wide world. Thank you for being the 1%. Thank you for being super soldiers. Thank you for being different. We can't thank you enough for tuning into this show, spending your most valuable asset here this morning. We'll pay that investment back to you by showing up every single day on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours, baby. We'll see you tonight on Decoding the Divide, or maybe another show before then, maybe a Discord, maybe a VC, maybe a group chat, hell, even the Gateway, baby. But for now, my friends, we bid thee adieu, and we say unto you, peace and love.